If you've been seeking a European or European adjacent destination for your next vacation, but are worried about the EU removing Americans from their safe travel lists, well, look no further than Ireland. The Emerald Isle is actually welcoming back tourists now that they've reached their citizen vaccination goals and are doing it in a very big way with lots of deals and discounts. This video was inspired by this travel and leisure article, which talks about how Ireland is welcoming back tourists. They're one of the, well, let's just say few, very, very, very few, that instead of restricting Americans and Canadians are actually going the opposite direction and are welcoming them in with open arms. And so I wanted to talk about this today because if you are looking for a vacation this year, Ireland might be just the ticket. So what do I mean by big discounts and deals? Well, for instance, Aer Lingus has some amazing round trip airfare options from all of these locations: JFK, Chicago, from Boston, from DC. But also, if you're coming from LAX, you can get it as low as $400 round trip per person, which is an amazing way to get to Europe and then perhaps travel into other countries from there. So once you're there in Ireland, what exactly does Ireland have to offer? I'm going to be covering a few of the top things to see and do, but this is just the beginning. I'm actually going to go ahead and talk about each of their main areas in future videos. So if you're interested in going to Ireland at all, stay tuned because we'll be making a lot more videos with a lot more information on what to see and do on the Emerald Isle. First stop for today, though, is their main Ireland tourism board, where they have a lot of really amazing information. I'm going to go ahead and link all of this below. It has not only the information about their different areas, but also some of the different deals that they have going on right now and some different discounts that they have with their select partners. But at the top here is my favorite thing because you can slide to all the different things to see and do on Ireland, where to stay. It talks about all the different castles you can stay at, manor houses, resorts, small little B&Bs. It's just amazing. It also covers what to eat and all of their best cuisine and pubs and Guinness tours and tastings and whiskey tours and tastings and so many other things. But also if you're more active, getting around on your bike, getting around via walking, and just all of the amazing things to discover on the absolutely gorgeous island of Ireland. Now, switching gears to some other reasons why you might want to come this year. Did you know that Ireland is actually the birthplace of Halloween? Yeah, it really is. Halloween traces back to ancient Celtic tradition of Samhain, if I'm saying that correctly. It is believed to be a time of transition where the spirits of those that passed away in the year prior move on to the next life. So Puka, and I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, is a Celtic folklore entity that comes alive and changes the fortune of those who cross it. And one of the biggest festivals is the Puka Festival, which is held in the ancient east of Ireland. And more specifically, it is held, a lot of the events actually are held in a 12th century castle called Trim Castle. You may have seen it on Braveheart. But this is the festival. It's from the 23rd to the 31st of October for this year. Next year, it might be different dates, but it is just an amazing, amazing experience. So if you are into Halloween at all, this must be a bucket list item for you, as it's the very birthplace of Halloween. Now, from Halloween to Ireland on screen, did you know that Ireland is actually the filming location of film and TV, from Star Wars to Game of Thrones to Harry Potter to even Braveheart, oddly enough? And it is an incredibly magical place and features in a lot of movies. If you happen to be a Game of Thrones fan, you can have the Game of Thrones experience with Winterfell tours in Northern Ireland. See if you're as good at archery as Arya Stark at Castle Ward, which AKA was Winterfell in the TV show. And dress like the characters, try your hand at archery. You can also take a cycling tour of Winterfell, including all of the filming locations. But Ireland is more than just a few sightseeing odds and ends here and there, or a festival here and there. It is an entire country filled with amazing destinations. For instance, they have the ancient East, which you can explore rolling hills and charming towns that are framed by the River Shannon and the Irish Sea. This is 5,000 years of history, some even older than the pyramids of Giza. Or you can take the ultimate road trip along the wild Atlantic Way. The west of Ireland will wow you with its epic landscapes and charm you with its quiet moments. This is a place that has inspired dreamers and drifters, poets and painters, with a landscape laced with dry stone walls, thatched cottages, brooding mountains, and deserted beaches. Escape, explore, and enjoy the off the beaten track on the very edge of Europe. And then don't forget to extend your trip into Northern Ireland along the Causeway Coastal Route and experience Golf Digest's #1 golf course in the world, the Giant's Causeway, and the epic Titanic Museum in Belfast. Now, I've only just scraped the surface. It's impossible to cover everything there is to do in this video, so I'm going to create a series talking more about what to do in each of these amazing areas. From castles and manors, to ancient history, to modern music and food and festivals, to the mystical and amazing, Ireland has so much to offer. So great, you want to go to Ireland, but what are the COVID restrictions? Well, it's actually very simple. As I said, they are one of the few countries that are moving to welcome Americans and Canadians to their country. So if you are vaccinated, you simply have to have a proof of vaccine, or if you're recovered, simply you just need to have proof of your recovery within 180 days, and then fill out a passenger locator form. That's it. No other testing or requirements are necessary to enter the Republic of Ireland, which is the lower southern half, the non-Northern Ireland half. And if you aren't vaccinated, you have to have a negative test within 72 hours and self-quarantine for 14 days. And there is some post-arrival testing. Now, if you're going to be going to Northern Ireland, they actually use the red, green, and amber system, and the US is considered amber in this regard, which means you need to provide proof of vaccination and receive a negative test on day 2. Now, when you're vaccinated, there's no quarantines, and you do not have to do day 8 testing. If you're not vaccinated, you would need to check with this website here to get more information about what your requirements may be. If you do choose to go to Ireland this year, check out our planner and journal, which will help cover all the bases and help you plan an incredible vacation. I'll link it below if you're interested. It has everything you need, from travel restriction, worksheets, guides, budgets, everything you need to plan your Irish vacation. And stay tuned for our future series on Ireland and all it has to offer. Other than that, thanks so much for stopping by. Take care. Bye-bye.